everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval, Season 3, Episode 20, The Vendetta. Okay, this episode was okay. It wasn't boring and slow. It wasn't great and exciting, but it was okay. I mean, it kept moving, and that was the good part. Of course, it starts off as it ended, with the standoff between Kyle and Sam. But before we get into that, if you have not subscribed to my channel as of yet, take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button, select all. That way it'll let you know every time I upload any new content. And then I ask that you smash that like button, write a comment, and share the video. That's right, I'm asking you to share. So that's subscribe, like, comment, and share. Now let's move on. So the standoff, they end up in a standoff. Kyle got the gun to Sam's head, but because Sam was like, I gotta go upstairs to my office to get the code and do all this, blah, blah, blah. And he got loose some kind of way, and they both end up, pointing a gun at each other. And Sam figured out that Donald was the one who got him a gun. He said, well, that's close enough. He said, so Donald wants me dead, right? And Kyle is telling him, you got that beautiful wife that, to live for, Sam. And Sam's like, I ain't got nothing to live for when a mother effer like you is threatening her. I said, oh, okay, all right, Sam, I hear you. But Sam won't shoot him because he wants Kyle alive, and Kyle won't shoot Sam because he has the code. So, and he says he's not letting him out. So it's kind of dumb because I don't understand it. How what's his name? Kyle thinks he could get away with this, and if he shoots Sam, how will he get out? And then Sam said something about he could see the serial number, so he knew it was Grip's gun, and he gave him the gun. He told Kyle that they wanted Grip to they allowed Grip to get in there because they wanted to see how far this will go. And he was like, you're lying. He said, no, I'm not. He's getting arrested right now as we speak. And Kyle don't believe him for a minute. I was like, yeah, I don't think you're a good liar, Sam. But okay, let's see how far that gets with Kyle. Anyway, then it switched to Sharon and Dale, and they're talking at Richard's house, and she asks about how Kareem was doing, and Dale tells him how he was acting basically, and how he was treating Mr. Richard. And Dale said it must be awkward for her to be, he at the Richard's house, at their house. And he said, I could feel the tension and stuff in the house. And Sharon's like, that's okay, like she used to it. She's like, she trusts Sam and Mr. Richard because they both are well connected. And Dale's like, really? You know what? He's the president. She said, no, that's okay. I still trust them. He said, Mr. Richard been with the White House for years, and the presidents love him. And he's like, not this president. She said, to hell with this president. I said, Sharon pissed with him. We got Victoria calling for Donald, asking if he's been watching the news, and he's like, no, ma'am, I'm too busy running the freaking country. And she's like, oh, yes, I guess someone's got to do that. Unbelievable. How stupid is this? So she's concerned that they're reporting Jason will make a full recovery, and if he does, he should stand trial for, what he did, all the crimes that she said he did. And Donald told her, yeah, that's true. And he told her he ain't doing whatever, because she's like, if that happens, what we got to do. He's like, miss, ma'am, are you saying what I think you're saying? She said, I'm not saying anything. He said, well, whatever it is you ain't saying or thinking, doing to your son, I don't have nothing to do with it. He's like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. So she's saying, once again, she gonna have to show the biatch that she is or am or can be or whatever she was saying. And he's like, are you really going to do that? And she said, yeah. She said, I'll do anything. He said, wow, she will do anything to cover her ass. That's what she said. Anyway, they got Alonzo. He's meeting up with Priscilla, and he's like nervous about, giving her this evidence and stuff. And I don't know why he's so nervous about it. And then he told Priscilla about Alan and about Ellie's death and how Alan feels that, the first lady shot killed her. He also said that Alan is unraveling, and he said he went into the back alley to check or, basically verify the possibility of that stray bullet that they said killed Ellie. And he as well finds it hard to believe. He's saying, I don't believe it. But he said, I didn't tell Alan this information because I think he knew Alan would lose it. So she's asking who Alan thinks did it. And Priscilla was not surprised when he told her who it was. So Alonzo asked why she wasn't surprised. And he said because she said they'll do anything to cover their tracks. So Priscilla asked for Alan's address to visit and talk to him, and Alonzo says he needs to tell Sam about Alan and what's going on because he fears Alan may try to hurt the president and the first lady. So she says she may take him, once talking to Alan, she may take him to her meeting depending on how solid his evidence is because it could help them, with their case. Then the scene with Max and Bobby, it was just ridiculous. They get back to the hotel and Lily is acting strange and she don't like being locked up all day in the hotel and this is not for me and she's being all funny and they notice she's drunk most of the liquor in that bottle, the majority of it. It was looked like only 10% of 100 was left. And now she's getting an attitude with Bobby and stuff. When is this going to be over? And he's like, I'm working as fast as I can. He can't control what's going on and how things are going. That's with the VP and everybody. So he reaches to try to stop her from drinking and she snatches her glass away and informs him that she will continue to drink. I was like, what is her problem? I don't understand this. And they could have left that scene out if you ask me. We got Victoria paying Donald a visit, asking where's Hunter, and then getting annoyed knowing that, Hunter went to the hospital without her. So she feels they wanted to embarrass her in the press, with him being a dutiful husband and her by herself. But Donald informed her that he asked the press not to go because this was a private moment for the family. And Victoria's like, excuse me? She said, and they fell for that. And now we know Victoria ain't no dummy. She said, what? You don't want him filmed while talking to all those nurses? And he, of course, Donald denied it. And she's like, biatch, I know who I'm talking to. She's like, look at me. I know just who I'm talking to. And she's like, get my motorcade over here. And you better have the press there. She want a motorcade to take her to the hospital. So... And she said, don't be trying to play me, walked away. And then there was something else. And then she asked, oh, where's Lily? She asked him, where's Lily? And he's like, at the hotel. And she's like, still don't have her in check. He said, no, I haven't checked. He told her what hospital. He said, he told her what hotel. And matter of fact, he said, she's in the same room you and your husband stayed in for the inauguration night. I said, oh my God. He said, our BP is not, it's kind of stupid. He's not very bright because he doesn't know that the hotel owner is his biggest donor. So he's in touch with him. So Donald makes the phone call and says, get a small motorcade for the first lady. And I guess the person said something on the other line and Donald made a dig at her. He said, yeah, she's used to small ones. I was like, no, he didn't. I think he was talking about Hunter's wee wee. I said, she's used to small ones. I just did not think it was addressed to the motorcade, but I know it was supposed to be, but the way he said it, it didn't sound like it. Anyway, then they had Richard and Nancy. No, what is it? Richard, Nancy, Dale, and Sharon are eating dinner. And Dale asks, how long he's gonna have to be there. And Richard thought the statement was something about his house, not that it was a dig about the house, but it was just about how long would I have to stay in his house. And he was like, oh, I thought the house was comfortable. And Nancy was like, it's not about the house, it's about Barry. And he's like, well, he's not coming back in here until he learns how to show some respect and da 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 da. And Sharon's like, good luck with that. And Nancy's like, what do you mean? And she like, you know your son? And then Nancy said, yeah, I do. I'm like, don't y'all better stop trying to act like you don't know who Barry is. Barry a crazy old fool. And not soon after that, Barry walks into the house and he stands there up against the wall like a little boy. He's like, "You got something to say?" Richard said. He said, "Yes, I'm sorry, Dad. Uh, I'm sorry, Mom." And then he's real quiet. It's a long pause, and Richard's like, and he's looking at him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Sharon," because she was looking at him too. I was like, "Fool, you started with Sharon. She should have been the first one you've been apologizing to." So then Richard starts laughing when Barry walks out. He said, "Go wash up for dinner or whatever." He walks out. I mean, and Richard's like, he coming here like a 5-year-old, and they all cracked up laughing at the table. I was like, I was looking like a little baby and stuff. It was so funny. Then you hear somebody knock at the door. I said, "Oh Lord, who's at the door?" And lo and behold, it's Kareem. And he says he just wanted to talk to Sharon. He's like, "Son, you okay? You sure you okay?" He's like, "No, I'm okay. I just want to talk to Sharon." He said, "Why don't you just come on in here? We had just sat down to eat." He was like, "No." He said, "What about your son?" He said, "Oh, you don't have to worry about him." But I'm sitting there going, if you wanted to just talk to Sharon, you could have just called Sharon. Kareem is scared, ishless. He is so scared and afraid. He knows it. And they shook him. He's shook now. He really is. And because, like I said, he could have called. So Richard's telling him he don't have to worry about Kareem and about Barry. And at that moment, Barry comes around the corner. I swear, to come into that room, and he start cussing. "Oh hell no! What he doing up in here? Nah, this some bull. And Richard, everybody looking at him like he a fool. He said, what?" He's cursing. "What are you doing here?" Blah, blah. Richard said, "You just apologize." He said, "Well, I take it all back now. F that. This some bull. Da, 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 da. He going all off. I said, "Oh, my God." And once again, there go Richard rushing him out of the door, about to knock him out because he wanted to strangle that boy. And everybody just was looking at him, like, what the hell? He act like that's his house. He ain't got a pot to piss in, y'all. A pot to piss in, and he could get upset about something. He didn't even know why the boy was there. Anyway, like we all said, that ain't his house. That's his mom and daddy house, and he need to check himself. That damn boy. Anyway, what else? Alonzo. We got Alonzo shows up at Alan's house, apartment, asking what he was thinking early in the day and if he had taken that gun into the Oval. And of course, Alan lied and said, "That's a ridiculous question. That's a ridiculous question. Why would I do that? Who is that?" He's like, "I watched you in the video. I saw you." So he continues to lie about as he's being questioned by Alonzo. And as he's going through that, then Priscilla arrives, and Alan's like, "Who's that?" And then he was wondering why she was there. And Alonzo said, "That's what I was coming to let you know, but I'll let her tell you." So Alan's being a bit of an idiot while, Priscilla, I mean, to me, that's what he's being, while Priscilla's trying to ask him questions and talk to him and get information out of him. She's trying to say we can work together. But he insulting her, saying, "Oh, you're just a cook. How you going to do anything?" And she tries to explain what is happening and stuff. And she said, she was sleeping with my husband. And he said, "Oh, so you have a vendetta?" She said, "Well, he was sleeping with your girlfriend." He said, "So we could both get killed." She said, "Exactly. But if we work together, we could stop them. Maybe we could stop them because I'm taking this information to the VP. So don't you want them to pay for what they did?" And he's like, "Yes." She said, then let's sit down and talk. And so he kind of, to me, he's kind of Alan acting like he don't trust her. I know he don't know who to trust, who not to trust, but he should realize they on the same side. And like she said, her husband, she was sleeping with her husband, and he was sleeping with her girlfriend. So, make it work, Alan. Stop being so suspicious. Meanwhile, you're lying to the man, Alonzo, who's supposed to be your friend. You lied to him like a dog. Anyway, and then there was Victoria. She arrives at the hospital, and she's talking with Hunter, and he wants her to leave. So, he's like, "Could you just leave so I could spend some time alone with my son?" And Victoria said, "Oh, you didn't want to spend time alone with him when he was alive. Now you do?" He's like, "Stupid. He is alive. He's still alive." He said the stupid stuff that comes out of your mouth. I was like, "Oh my God, she's an idiot." She's like, Oh, yes, that's right. She is trying to, she's like, oh, Lord, God, forgive me. And then she goes, you're forgiven. He said, what the? He said, what are you, God? You answer for yourself? She's just so stupid. So Hunter gets sick of her and he just walk out and he leaves her in there alone. So she obviously must have did something while she was in there alone because then um it's a cold blue and Victoria comes running out. Oh my God, what's going on? Y'all said he was okay. Y'all said he was good. What's going on? You see all the doctors and nurses running in there and stuff, and she acting like she crying. And Hunter grabs her and said, what the hell did you do? He said, what did you do? And she trying to act like, what are you saying? What are you saying? So she tried to play it off like she don't know. And then it ended with Sam and Kyle. They're still in that standoff. Kyle pretends he's tired now and he gives the gun over to Sam. He put his arm down, give his gun to Sam, asked Sam to heat up his sandwich. Sam said, yeah, I'll heat it up after you start talking. And Kyle's like, that's not going to happen. So Sam took the gun that he had, the sandwich. He goes to the door and Kyle gets the other gun out of his thing and shoots him. I'm like, what the heck? You go and shoot him? As he shot like 2 or 3 times, you heard pop, 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 something like that. And Sam is down on the floor. And I'm sitting there going, what is going to happen? Because how's he going to get out if Sam has the code? It's not making much sense to me, but that's how it went off and that's how it went down. So y'all let me know if I missed anything. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the show, this episode. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.